What if I told you that your loved one is sending silent signals that their time may be limited, and you're missing them completely? I still remember the haunting words my friend Sarah told me at her mother's funeral. If only I had known what to look for, we could have had a proper goodbye. The truth no one wants to face: death rarely arrives without warning. The body whispers before it screams, sometimes a full year in advance. But most families miss these critical signs until it's too late to prepare, too late to say goodbye, too late to make those final moments count. Stay with me until the end, because I'm about to reveal the 5 warning signs that medical professionals look for but rarely share with families. By the 8-minute mark, I'll show you the one sign that almost everyone misinterprets as normal aging, but is actually the body's most urgent alarm bell. This isn't just another health video. What I'm about to share could be the difference between being blindsided by loss or having precious months to create final memories that will comfort you for years to come. Before we dive in, if you've ever lost someone and wished you'd had more time to prepare, drop a red heart in the comments. You're not alone, and what happened wasn't your fault. Let's begin with the first warning sign, one that appears so innocent, most families dismiss it entirely. Sign number 1, the silent weight loss that no one notices. She's just getting slimmer with age. The words my neighbor used to describe his 87-year-old mother 6 months before she passed. He thought nothing of it. The doctors didn't raise any alarms. Yet it was the first red flag no one recognized. Unintentional weight loss isn't just about looking thinner. It's your loved one's body sending a desperate message that something fundamental is changing. Here's what's actually happening beneath the surface. When an elderly person begins their final transition, their body starts conserving energy for essential functions only. Their digestive system becomes less efficient at absorbing nutrients. Their metabolism shifts dramatically. It's not that they're eating less, it's that their body is literally preparing for its final journey. Most shocking, this can begin a full 12 months before other more obvious signs appear. You might notice clothing that suddenly hangs loose, a belt that needs extra holes, or cheekbones becoming more pronounced. But here's the dangerous part. This happens so gradually that it's easy to miss unless you're specifically looking for it. Let me share a heartbreaking story about Richard, who lost his father last year. For months, Richard encouraged his dad to eat more and even bought protein supplements, frustrated that nothing seemed to help. What Richard didn't realize was that his father's body wasn't refusing food. It was shutting down in precisely the order nature intended. The tragedy? Richard spent their final months together feeling frustrated instead of connecting on a deeper level. Don't make this same mistake. If you're watching someone you love slowly lose weight despite eating, this isn't just getting older. This is a crucial warning sign that shouldn't be ignored. But before I reveal the second sign, let me ask, have you noticed unexpected weight loss in an elderly loved one? Comment sign 1 below if this resonates with you. I read every comment and often respond personally. And by the way, at the 13-minute mark, I'll share a simple conversation starter that helps families approach these difficult subjects without causing fear or anxiety. It's transformed how many of my viewers connect with their aging parents. Now, let's talk about the second warning sign that appears months before the end of life, one that most people completely misinterpret. Sign number 2, the exhaustion that rest can't fix. Dad's just getting older. Of course he's tired all the time. This common assumption has led more families astray than almost any other. There's a profound difference between normal aging fatigue and the bone-deep exhaustion that signals the final year of life. When Martha called me about her 92-year-old mother, she was concerned but not alarmed. Mom sleeps more now, takes longer naps, and doesn't have energy for our weekly shopping trips anymore. What Martha didn't realize was that this wasn't just her mother slowing down. It was her body conserving its remaining energy for the most essential functions. Here's what's really happening. As the body begins its final transition, the heart pumps less efficiently. Circulation weakens. Oxygen delivery to muscles decreases. The result? A fatigue so profound that even the smallest activities, brushing teeth, having a conversation, or walking to the bathroom, can feel overwhelming. This isn't being lazy or giving up. It's biology preparing for its final chapter. The most heartbreaking aspect? Many elderly people feel ashamed of this sudden limitation. They don't understand why their bodies won't cooperate, so they stop trying altogether. The isolation that follows only accelerates their decline. Pay attention if someone who was once engaged and active suddenly needs recovery time after simple activities, struggles to maintain conversations beyond a few minutes, sleeps substantially more during the day, or shows sudden drops in energy, fine one moment, exhausted the next. This transition can happen gradually over months or appear more suddenly. Either way, it's not just getting old. It's a critical warning that their body is beginning to prioritize essential functions only. If you're still with me, type energy in the comments. I'm about to share something at the 9-minute mark that completely changed how I approach elderly care, and it might transform your perspective too. Sign number 3, the cognitive shifts that break hearts. Mom called me by my sister's name again today. I think her dementia is getting worse. This was the text my friend Elena sent me 3 months before her mother passed. What Elena didn't realize was that her mother wasn't necessarily developing dementia. Her brain was experiencing the natural changes that often precede life's final transition. The cognitive shifts that occur in an elderly person's final year are among the most misunderstood and emotionally painful changes for families. You might notice a sharp mind suddenly becoming forgetful, difficulty following simple conversations, confusion about time, place, or familiar people, periods of withdrawal followed by unusual clarity, or loss of interest in topics they once loved discussing. Many families attribute these changes to dementia or Alzheimer's, but the truth is often different. As circulation to the brain naturally decreases in life's final stage, the brain receives less oxygen and nutrients. The result? Cognitive function begins to fluctuate in ways that feel random and frightening. Sign number 4, the infections that keep returning. It's just another UTI. She gets them all the time now. This was what John told himself about his 89-year-old grandmother. What he didn't realize was that these recurring infections weren't just isolated incidents. They were a window into his grandmother's overall declining health. When the body enters its final year, the immune system becomes dramatically less effective. What looks like catching everything that goes around is actually a profound change in how the body defends itself. Sign number 5, the breathing and circulation changes that signal time is short. Sarah called me in panic. Dad's hands are so cold, but he says he isn't cold. Is something wrong with his circulation? What Sarah was witnessing wasn't just poor circulation. It was her father's body redirecting blood flow away from the extremities to support vital organs. A natural process that often begins months before the final transition. The changes in breathing and circulation that precede the end of life are among the most visible, yet frequently misunderstood signs. You might notice hands and feet that feel unusually cold to the touch, skin that appears pale, bluish, or mottled, especially around fingers and toes, breathing patterns that change, becoming slower, shallow, or irregular, pauses between breaths that may seem alarming, shortness of breath with minimal movement, or inability to lie flat comfortably due to breathing difficulties. What these 5 signs really mean. These aren't just isolated symptoms to be fixed. They're the body's way of communicating that it's beginning its final journey, a process that often starts months before the actual moment of passing. Recognizing these signs isn't about giving up hope. It's about redirecting hope toward what truly matters in life's final chapter: connection, comfort, and meaningful closure.